Good morning, you still FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning my guest is Tyler Levi, a general manager for Levi's for Floors based in Columbus, Ohio. Tyler, how you doing?
Doing good, Kemp. How are you?
I'm good. I saw you last week. We were at the FloorCon show together, and I thought we'd talk a little bit about that. Before we get to that, though, let's run through your business. Levi's for Floors, most people know Tom Levi, your father, the leader of that for a long time. And I believe you actually had a grandfather that was in the business as well, right?
Yes, sir. Started years ago.
Yeah, actually 35 years ago for this name, I think, because you started in 86.
Yep.
You're an NFA member, so you're one of those elite flooring retailers that's on top of your game. How's business doing right now?
Been great. Outside of the supply chain issues and installation issues, sales have been great.
Mm-hmm. If you had to quantify your growth as a percentage this year, would you say you're up 20% or better versus last year?
Close to that, yeah.
Is your expectation this is going to continue into next year?
I'm cautiously optimistic it'll continue into next year. With everything going on in the world, depending on what happens in Washington, we'll see when everybody puts the brakes on, but we're riding the wave for now.
That's right. That's right. I think one of the things we're worried about is inflation, right?
Oh, yes.
Listen, I've been watching you for a long time. You come in as kind of the next gen leader behind Tom, and what he initially assigned you to do is to analyze how much we should be spending on the digital platform. What should we be doing with our website? I remember seeing you out in California at the Creating Your Space convention. You were soaking it all up and then bringing back some ideas and making them happen. So you've actually made some big changes in the way you position yourself and your business online, right?
Oh, yes, very big changes. Compared to 10 years ago, 15 years ago, our budget's probably flip-flopped from traditional newspaper, radio, advertising to digital, and now digital is one of the larger parts of our advertising budget for sure.
Yeah, and your budget's probably, about 4 or 5% of your annual sales?
Oh, yeah, we can say that.
So having a strong digital presence, does that change the demographics of your customer base? In other words, do you think you have younger shoppers? Because it's younger shoppers, I think, that are probably starting the process online more so. What do you think?
I think in the beginning, when I first started bringing us up to speed with digital advertising, I think that was probably true. I think it doesn't change our demographic. I think that's part of our business model, that we don't really go too far out. It was just a more efficient way to reach the demographic that was on the internet, and I think that's why over time the budget kept going more towards digital, because we've seen more of our demographic using the internet.
Yeah, I should probably remind the listener that, like most NFA members, you sell better in goods. I mean, for a long time, you were a Stainmaster Flooring Center, and so you're not an outlet. You're not a discounter. Come here and use our experts who are going to help you make your home more beautiful, right?
Yeah, we cater towards the upper end, high design, high fashion, high quality, great customer service, with price being a little further down on the totem pole.
Exactly. There's still that challenge, though. I mean, if I look at your website, one of the top things on the very top of this website, and by the way, it's a Creating Your Space website, it's a virtual shopping experience. You go in there, and there's a lady on the sofa. You give her the tools to be able to start this process sitting on the sofa, right?
Yeah, and I think that's kind of falls in line with people's habits today, and I think that's where all shopping starts, or 90% of shopping is starting on the internet, so you got to give them, like you said, the tools to start looking, start kind of getting some ideas, help out with the visualization of flooring, give them the ideas, and the end goal is to bring them in so they can touch and feel it and really get to know what they're buying.
I'm glad you said that, and you said it in your own words, because that is your goal, because you realize that it's hard to communicate that tactile or hand of a product unless you bring them in the store. So that's probably a little deviation from the whole FloorCon concept with Broadloom, where if you listen to their all-in-one platform, their goal is to go ahead and take care of the transaction online, or that's one of their goals, right?
I think that's a small part of their goal. At the end of the day, like you said, it's tactile. It's something they've got to touch and feel to really know what they're purchasing. If we took everybody and they just all started purchasing online, I think the amount of complaints, the amount of claims, the amount of returns would just go crazy. It's very important to get them in to at least, we want to see it in their house. You talk about colors. It's a a very important part, color going well in a house. And depending on how you have your screen set up or what screen you're looking on, the same color can look so many different ways. So the best experience would be to get, the real product in your house and look at it. I don't think it's a product that can be purchased without talking to anybody or without actually physically touching it.
Okay, so let me just ask you, tell us in your own words, as you sat and listened, I mean, there was a lot of great speakers at FloorCon. You're going to, I think, take a little bit of a buy off the menu concept with FloorCon, and you're going to use some of what they do, but not all of what they offer, right?
Yeah, I think what their all-in-one platform is great for the independent dealer, for them to have some sort of advantage against your big box stores. Frankly, a little bit of leverage against the manufacturers when you're talking about purchasing. But what I really like about that is it's bringing the flooring industry up to speed with the technology that's out there that we've all seen, probably use every day. Just the efficiencies of advertising, the data collection and analyzation of customers' habits, all that is very useful.
Mm-hmm. What about the retail selling system? Are you going to go with that or stick with what you're doing?
No, we got our niche, we got our systems in place, and I think the concept, like I said, is great. It's just not something that fits for us in our business model.
Mm-hmm. You're going to stick with some of the manufacturers' brands, aren't you?
Yeah, I think there is a place for like I said, the concept, the ideas of the private brands. Obviously, that's very, with this year, with Stainmaster and everything, my father built that brand in Columbus for 30-plus years, right. And just to have it taken away, I think there's a kind of a different day for an interview for the brands, having private brands that are advertising someone else's brand. But I think the private brand or a brand you own is very important.
Yeah. I mean, your brand's Levi for floors for sure, but yet,
yes, sir.
But when the consumer comes in there, they've been doing some searching online, and you got to kind of give them what they've been looking at, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's no secrets anymore. It's tough to mask anything, but if you got the power, like you said, our brand, the first brand, Levi's 4 Floors, and as long as we keep doing what we're doing, I think we'll keep moving forward.
All right, Tyler. Well, I appreciate you giving us a little feedback on your experience last week at FloorCon down in Sarasota, Florida. Again, been talking to Tyler Levi, General Manager at Levi's for Floors in Columbus, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.